Hey guys, it's Kevin Davis from Detailer's Helper, and today I thought we'd talk a little bit about diversifying your revenue streams. For people that are like me and live in a wintry environment where you may not have ideal detailing weather all year round, or you're just getting started, or you're just sort of looking for ways to increase your revenue that may or may not be able to be coming from detailing. So I came up with a few different ideas. We're having a little bit of discussion on Facebook the other day. And so I thought this might be helpful for at least to steer you in the right direction on things that you might consider looking into for training. Some are much more expensive than others. Some take way more time than others. Some are a little bit more, a little bit easier to implement, that kind of thing. But so let's get started. So basically, let's talk about several different things. First of all, let's talk about PDR, paintless dent repair. This is sort of a biggie. And it may or may not sort of fall into the extra revenue stream kind of category, but I thought I'd include it because I have a couple of friends that do PDR. They actually do what's known as chasing hail, which is basically they're single guys. They have fifth wheels or travel trailers or RVs, and they travel around the U.S. And when spring hits and those hailstorms start, they basically chase the hailstorm. So if there's a huge hailstorm in Dallas, they go and camp out in Dallas for 6 months and do insurance claims. And so that market is a little bit finicky. I don't have a ton of information. I'm not in the PDR market. I don't do PDR. But in looking at it, I know that there's great money to be made, especially if you're a single guy and have not a lot of heavy commitments and you're a little bit more geographically independent. There's your phrase for the day, geographic independence. So in other words, you can move around a lot for at least a few months at a time. I know there's a bunch of money to be made there. So with PDR, though, it's not something you go take a one-day training course and you know how to do it. It takes a long time, and typically speaking, it takes quite a bit of money in order to get the kind of training you want. I was reading some stuff yesterday about it, just sort of preparing for this video. And the guys were basically saying that, you know, even over a 4-week period, there's still stuff to learn. So some of these 2-day courses, it's just not going to give you enough information. You may be able to do some basic repairs with that. So it's you sort of need to think through what you want to do with it, how you want to approach it, and then make the determination on what kind of training you're going to want to get. It's expensive. You know, training, I think, is a few $1,000 for this stuff, so or more, plus the tools. So the tool sets are, you know, $1,500, couple of grand for basic tool sets. And so, and it's a big market. There's big money to be made. So, but that gives you guys an opportunity to look in that, something that where someone may not want to detail their stuff, but if they need dent repair, then paintless dent removal is a great way to go. So, if you live in an area like mine where it's cold as hell in the morning, you might want to look at doing remote start installations. You don't necessarily have to have, you know, certifications and tons of knowledge to do this. Obviously, there's kits to do that. You do need to have basic electronic installation knowledge, and just look through it to make sure you're doing it the same way that you would do detailing, which is with the customer in mind, care for their car, providing good service for the right amount of money, that kind of thing. Alarm installations is another one that might be good for you to look at. Let's talk about window tinting. Window tinting, depending on what area you're in, can work for the summer, can work for, it's a good downtime thing to do because people may be willing to come in the spring or the late fall when detailing starts to slow down. You can do tint installations. They've just been through a hot summer, you know, so September, October might be a good month for window tinting to be done. And again, you can get custom cut films that you can order. Your margin's a little bit lower. You can buy the machine to cut them yourself, which is a little bit more money out front, but then more margin per installation. So lots of different options with window tinting. Same goes for clear bra. I know that there are windshield films out there that people use. You know, the whole clear bra thing with the front. They cover the bumper, the hood, the mirrors, sometimes the you know, sides of the fenders on certain cars, that kind of thing. So that can be pretty lucrative. I watch a lot of these guys that are doing detailing as part of their shops. They're either farming that out to somebody else to do film installation, and they're doing their correction work beforehand, or they're actually doing it in-house. I think Expel is one of the companies that they deal with, and you know, obviously 3M is a film company and that kind of thing. Same kind of deal there, where you can actually have the machine to cut the films. You can order the films offline or online and from your rep, and then install them for customers. There's some timeline information there, but that's another one, installing clear bra and those kind of films. Paint touch-up is a great one also. There's the Dr. Color chip that you can buy the system. You can mix your own paints. That's really lucrative, where someone might not be interested in actually doing paint correction because they don't see that, but way to get them into paint correction may be to point out, have them come in, and all of those rock chips and stuff, when you get 100,000 miles on your car, on the front bumper and the front hood, you can take care of those all for them, do a full correction work, leads into detailing, that kind of thing. So paint touch-up can be a great one as well. And also some interior repair. You've got leather repair. There's kits for that. There's really nice kits for that. There's training also involved. Carpet installation, stereo installation. There's a ton of different stuff. OnStar makes an aftermarket setup for non-GM cars where you can actually install OnStar into vehicles. I don't know what their installer program looks like, what their buy-in program is, I don't really know much about it. I just know it's a really cool product. We have OnStar in our Denali, and I've thought about adding it to some of our other vehicles for the safety reasons. So basically you got PDR and electronics installation, window tinting and films, paint touch-up, crack repair, and windshield installation. There's tons of schools that you can do this. There's one in Southern California that I've looked into. You can Google for that, but they show you take a week course, and he shows you how to do windshield installation, shows you how to do crack repair. You can buy the kits, the vacuum kits and all that stuff in order to do windshield repair, and that can be pretty lucrative depending on what your market is, how much competition's there. But the idea behind all of this is being a one-stop shop for your customers. This is especially true if you're in an area where, you know, the discussion we were having the other day, there's a town of 30,000 people, and so the market for detailing is fairly small. The economy there may not support full-time, higher-end detailing work, but if you can be a one-stop shop and sort of raise your level of services that you can provide, you may be able to bring people in and do more detailing, more services, keep that revenue flowing. It's sort of that shotgun approach to revenue. Instead of just having, okay, one specialized service that you can do, there's a lot of different services that you can do, and that brings in more customers and could be related customers so that you can get them to buy other products and services from you. So along that line with products, there's tons of different companies out there where you can sell or rebottle your own products. Adams has a pretty good distributor network that you can buy in. It's not that expensive. I know there's a new green one that's out there that I talked to a guy at SEMA about. There's tons of them, and the buy-ins are different from each one. So you can carry products that people might be able to buy as well. So just want to throw out some different ideas for you guys that might be struggling, especially this time of year. Detailing slower, you're looking for new revenue streams. So these are some ideas. You know, obviously, like I say every time, hit Google, start looking at these things that might interest you, start figuring out what the cost is, start looking at the return on investment. ROI is really important. So if you're going to spend $8,000 for training and tools on PDR, you want to make sure that that market's there, and you want to make sure that it fits into your overall business model. You know, it may be better for you to resell PDR, a local PDR guy if he's already established, and you can maybe bill out at $20 an hour over and above what he's going to charge you. There's lots of ways to do these things, and all those services can sort of fall into that category. So at any rate, I hope you guys learned something from this, and let me know if you have any questions. I'm Kevin Davis, doing what I do so you can do what you do better.